And don't forget, after the presentation today, we will be taking a quick break and then going right into our Super Saturday training. We have really, really good topics for you guys today. I am definitely blessed to be here and super excited to share with the other ladies here on the panel, which are Dawn, Nicole, and Rachel. Rachel's not sharing her video this morning, but she's here with us. So we'll get started. Brandon, you say in like 2 more minutes, give some more folks some time to join. Looks like
Yeah,
we've had more people join. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got people hopping on like crazy right now, so we'll give it a couple minutes. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm excited.
Welcome, Wanda. Welcome, Wanda. Welcome, Preston. Just drop in the comments where you're watching from today. It's not too late to invite your teams. And there will be training immediately following. Welcome, everyone.
Hey, Daryl, welcome. Take another minute or so to remind maybe a prospect if you have someone trying to get on. I need to do that myself.
Good morning, Wanda. Thanks for joining. All the way from Mississippi. Good morning, Karen Harvey.
All right, I'm ready to rock if you guys are.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome on this beautiful Saturday. I am Kibi. I'm dialing in from North Carolina. Dawn's actually at the beach, North Carolina. And Nicole's on here from California. And Brandon's in Florida. And Rachel's dialing in all the way from New Jersey. And I like to share that because I want to talk about, real quick, as I introduce Brandon, building your business online. And what a great way to do that through Zoom. So just know that we have lots of meetings on this team and with Brandon, virtual meetings that you can plug people into and grow your businesses. So this is a business presentation today. We are featuring Life Activated Brands, #lab. Brandon Hayes is our CEO, and I just want to turn it right over to him this morning so he can share our presentation. And be sure to stay tuned after. We have an incredible training for those who want to build a business. And obviously, if you're here, you're looking at a business opportunity. So just know that here at Lab, there's a lot of support, there's a lot of training, and we have a really, really incredible comp plan and affiliate program as well. So be sure and tune into that and listen as Brandon shares. And also an incredible product. I love our products. I love our CBD snap packs. The bomb's one of my faves. And I also love the energy that he's going to share as well. So with that, I'm going to tower down. We'll be back to share at the end and do some training. And I'm just super blessed to be here with every one of you today. Thank you for joining on this special Saturday. Brandon, it's all yours. You're on mute.
You do not have to be a genius to succeed in this business. So thanks so much, Kibi, and the rest of the panelists that have come here today to share a business opportunity presentation and some training as well afterwards. I'm excited to hear the training at the end. I'm going to go through a basic presentation that's sort of high level, but it'll give you an idea of what we're doing with Life Activated Brands and how we're impacting people with our products, how we're helping people with our business opportunity and helping people earn income from home, as Kibi was talking about, utilizing simple presentations like this. And so in order to keep it timely, because we do want to honor your time, I'm going to use my screen share here and just go into our official PowerPoint presentation and just walk through the basics with you. And so, Kibi, if you could unmute just real quick and let me know you can see my screen.
Yep, you're good.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So we're talking about Life Activated Brands, which you can see the tagline there. It says reactivate your life, which that's exactly what we want to do. Like I mentioned, with our products, with our opportunity. And this company is a company that is founded by proven network marketers. And we call ourselves the People's Company, which just simply means we're founded on true north principles of ethics and integrity. And every decision that we make is based on what's best for the people. We're constantly thinking, how can we provide an environment that's conducive for growth, that people can build a real business and earn a real income from home? And there's never been a more appropriate time to talk about that than right now, especially as people are dealing with this crisis. They're cooped up in the house, they're on lockdown, we're in quarantine, people are in different scenarios. But the point is that now more than ever, people are looking for ways to earn money from home. And that's what we're here to talk about today with our business opportunity. And who am I and why am I qualified to talk about this? And why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Brandon Hayes. I'm the president and CEO of the company. And I've been in network marketing virtually every waking moment of my adult life. And it's been an exciting ride. It's changed the trajectory of my family's future forever. And we're super thankful for this industry of network marketing. And we've been able to build multi-million-dollar organizations all over the world in multiple countries, multiple different cultures. And, we've traveled the world, had a lot of fun, helped a lot of people, and made a lot of money in the process. And my favorite part about this is the fact that we've been able to help other people earn millions of dollars. We've been able to help a lot more people earn hundreds of thousands of dollars. We've been able to help even more people, earn a few thousand or a few $100 a month, which quite frankly is what most people need. Most people need just a supplemental additional income. And it's been fun to watch all the success stories over the last almost right at 15 years that we've been doing this. It's been a blast seeing people succeed and build incomes from home. And I want to talk about our first product brand, which is called Live Canna. Now, we started with this brand. This is our hemp-derived CBD, but we didn't want to just enter the CBD space. We wanted to actually innovate the CBD space, and that's exactly what we did. We in fact have brought value to the entire CBD industry and solved problems that are just now beginning to be talked about, and they're being talked about because we're bringing it to the surface. We set back for quite some time doing market research, and we tried to identify some problems in the CBD arena, and that's exactly what we did. And these products are absolutely innovative, revolutionary, incredible products that solve those problems. And so I'll talk a little bit about those. You can see some of the problems that some of our products solve here. I'll come back to this slide after you see what our first product looks like. This is what we call our Snap Pack. It's a single serving individual, serving of CBD, which you might be thinking, that's pretty cool. That's pretty sexy. That's hot. That's innovative. That's new. Never seen that before. And that's exactly what we're going for. We wanted to position our people such that they have an edge and an advantage in the marketplace before they even open their mouth. This literally sets people apart visibly in the marketplace. You can see over on the left-hand side of the screen, the young lady, how she's using the oil. It still goes under your tongue, just like if you were using a bottle or a tincture, which is how most people use CBD. But this is a snap pack. So you snap it, you drop it under your tongue, and then you toss it. And of course, it's recyclable. So for those people that understand the importance of taking care of our planet. And so I'm going to go back to this slide real quick and talk about some features of this product and why it's important and the problems that it solves. So it's travel friendly. Obviously, if you open the bottle and it's more than 2 ounces, then you can't take it on a plane. But also, it's just travel friendly in general. It's easy to stick in your pocket or stick in your purse and take with you throughout the day versus lugging around, a clumsy, cumbersome bottle and trying to keep that with you. And so it just doesn't take up much space. You can get your single serving for the day, or grab a couple of them and stick them in your purse, stick them in your pocket. It's hygienic and clean. This is something that people don't think about, but whenever you pull that, if you're using the bottle, whenever you pull the dropper out of that tincture bottle and you expose that dropper to the air, you're exposing it to bacteria. And heaven forbid you accidentally touch your tongue to it, or drop it on the table, or drop it on the floor, or whatever. And then what do you do with it? You stick it back in the dropper, and what's happening? You're contaminating the rest of the oil that's in that bottle. But people don't think about this stuff. The single serving protects you from having to do that, right? Because you're not pulling a dropper out and then putting it back in the oil. What you're doing is you're snapping it, you're dropping. It's a single serving. You use it and you're done. The single serving also protects the integrity of the quality of the product with consistent dosage. And this is probably my favorite point to talk about, because this is something that nobody was really thinking about. But every time you open that, if you're using the bottle, every time you open it and pull that dropper out, you're exposing your CBD oil to air and light, which means oxidation is occurring, which is a fancy way of saying that your oil is breaking down in quality every single time you open the bottle. So from the start of the bottle to the finish of the bottle, it's not the same quality because oxidation is occurring. So it's like, think about it like this. If you cut an apple in half and set it on your kitchen counter, and then you come back in 2 or 3 hours, you're going to notice that it's starting to turn brown. But why? That's oxidation. It's breaking down the quality of it because air and light is hitting it. So same thing with your oil. And most people, if they're using a bottle, a tincture, most people are opening that bottle, 100 or 200 times throughout the month, depending on the size of the bottle and how much is in it. But here's another cool point that people are starting to find out and fall in love with. Because of our business model, this is a home-based business. This is about one person sharing with another. It's easy to share a snap pack. Look at this little thing. It's like half the size of a business card. It's way easier for me to hand one of those to somebody and say, hey, give it a taste, see if you like it, versus having my bottle and pulling my dropper out and trying to drop a dropper in their mouth. This is way easier to share and to sample out to people. So those are a few of the problems that this solves, but not to mention, this is just gives people a visible advantage in the marketplace. Before they even say anything, people are like, what's that? And you're able to say, this is the hot new innovative way to consume CBD. It's a single serving. All right. So, and by the way, that's called real marketing. Right? Most people in the marketplace, in the CBD world, most CBD companies out there, all they're doing is just arguing over quality. They're just saying our quality is better than theirs. And so we didn't want to participate in that conversation. We wanted to do real marketing and create real solutions to actual problems in the space. And so this product right here, guys, is a hero product. I'm telling you, when people use it, they want to keep using it over and over and over. This will create repeat sales for you. So Live Canna Energy Plus CBD, this thing is a scientific anomaly. Like I can't even describe how it makes you feel, because most people, when they think of an energy capsule, they think of this crazy jolt of energy and then this sudden crash of energy, right? And that's not what this is. In fact, people are coming back and they're saying that this is giving them like a calming energy, which almost seems like an oxymoron. It doesn't seem to make sense. So you really just have to try it to even understand what it means. But what I love about this is there's no jitters, no crash. It is the best way I can describe it is a clean energy. It's a long sustained energy for an extended period of time. The way that CBD, it's really, really cool to look into. The way that CBD interacts with the natural energy, plant-based energy components in this capsule is that it helps your body metabolize those energy components slower over a more extended period of time. So the CBD is actually causing this to happen. Plus, you're also getting a little additional dose of CBD in your body, which we all know is good for your endocannabinoid system. All right. So Live Canna Energy Plus CBD, that's a hero product. The balm, Kibi was mentioning the balm earlier. I love this product. My wife particularly loves it. She forces me to rub it on her shoulders and neck pretty much every day. I should be a licensed massage therapist by now. But here's the thing, guys. When people try this, they see results. It's got a ton of CBD in it. It's got essential oils in it that are going to help with discomforts. It's a topical solution, so you rub it on your skin. It's more of a targeted approach if you have a specific area that you're looking for relief in. And this balm is incredible. This is a lead-in product for a lot of people. Somebody will try this product and then they fall in love with it and they say, well, if this product is that good, the other products must be great too. So I encourage you highly to try this yourself, and you'll see what I mean by that. So where are we going? Why did we select CBD? Again, we're the people's company, and we want to position our people in front of the hottest trends. And the first trend that we're capitalizing on and building a product brand in is hemp-derived CBD. Why is that? Because it's going nowhere but up for the next several years. And this is a trend that everybody agrees is going to continue to grow. It's brand new. People are the hottest topic of conversation right now in terms of consumable products is CBD, and it's going to be that way for the foreseeable future. And so, that's why we do this, because that's why we started with CBD. Now, are we a CBD company? No, not necessarily. We're a lifestyle health and wellness company, but our first brand is Live Canna. It's our CBD brand. We're coming out with our second brand here in just a couple of weeks, and that brand is going to be focused on a jump start to weight loss, a healthy jump start to weight loss. And there's a ton of other benefits with that brand as well, and that's going to help us get into Canada too. So, but CBD, we all know that's going to continue to grow, and we just want to position our people. And by the way, who are our people? They're independent business owners, people just like me, people just like you, that are able to earn an income from home. And we call those people independent business owners, or IBOs. And so let me talk briefly about the business model and really start with why we started this company. We started this to serve people. We started this because we wanted to create an environment that was a good environment for people to build a real business, build a real income, and get rid of some of the shenanigans and nonsense that we've seen over our career. I mentioned earlier that I love this industry. I'm so thankful for it. But there have been times when I was also frustrated with it because I wanted to see some change. And so instead of just continuing to look for change, we decided to become the change. We decided to be that catalyst for positive change in the industry of network marketing, or MLM. And so you can see some of the things that we were frustrated with over the years. These are just a few. There are many more. And I think if you've participated in network marketing or home-based businesses before, you may have experienced one or more of these things. And we just wanted to really focus on being that catalyst for positive change in the industry. And that's exactly what we're doing. We've created a company that's focused on the people. It's focused on protecting the people first. And so that starts with full transparency. If we get it right, we're going to tell you. If we get it wrong, if we mess it up, we're going to tell you, and then we're just going to fix it, right? And so we believe that unfortunately, most companies don't operate this way, but we believe that the most sacred relationship in network marketing and in this type of business is the relationship between corporate and the field. And we want to blur those lines. And that's not easy all the time, because people will take advantage of that. But here's the thing: we're gonna make sure that we have full transparency. And if we get it wrong, we'll tell you and we'll fix it. If we get it right, we'll tell you and we'll double down on it. No more games. We wanted to get rid of people buying positions, people manipulating genealogies and downlines, false recognition, any other means of hype. We wanted to get rid of that stuff, private business deals. And some of you guys don't even know this stuff goes on. This is sort of the underbelly of network marketing. And every industry has its quirks, but these are some things that frustrated us over the years. And, we had many opportunities to capitalize on this type of stuff, but we never did. And so I just want you to understand that we want to create something where it truly is an equal playing field for everybody, no matter what. And so simplicity is our anchor word. And I always talk about this because simplicity is the mother of learning. It's the mother of replication. Simplicity is what makes something easy to share and easy to understand. And so everything we ever do, we're always going back to, how can we simplify this? How can we make it more simple for the average person to be able to share this and understand this and be able to build a business? So that comes down to our compensation plan. That comes down to our promotions and incentives, and even down to our communication. And we're constantly trying to say, and we're never going to stop doing this, by the way. We're always going to say, how can we make it more simple? And this is why we always take feedback from everybody. And we always say, what can we do better? And I believe that's a recipe for a successful company. If you have happy, strong, successful people, in the long run, you have a happy, strong, successful company. And that's sort of our philosophy. And so compensation plan, I'm not going to go super in depth here, but I will tell you that we've put some things in place that nobody else has done in the industry, at least not that I've seen, that have created an environment for the people that will take advantage of it, that is going to help them catch momentum and speed and maximize momentum rather than making a lot of the common mistakes that are made in the industry. And so we've just put some guardrails and parameters in place with our compensation plan and built it into the DNA of our company. But getting paid, guys, this should be so simple, but for whatever reason, in some companies, it's not. But every time you make a sale, every time you bring a customer or you bring an IBO to the table and they make a purchase, you get paid no matter what. Doesn't matter if you're wearing a Life Activated t-shirt every day. Doesn't matter if you are on a $500 smart ship or not, which nobody even does that. But doesn't matter if there's no hoops to jump through. Doesn't matter if they're on your left leg or your right leg. There's no crazy stipulations. If you bring them to the table, you're getting paid forever. Every time they order, you're getting paid. And our Smart Ship program is designed to incentivize customer loyalty and retention, not necessarily to penalize people that are building a business. And so that's the basics of our comp plan. Let's talk a little bit more in depth. There's two sort of pathways here: the affiliate pathway and the ambassador pathway. The affiliate pathway, you guys know people that you see people posting online and they say, here's my link. And there's people that like to make sales. There's people that like to gather customers. And if that's you, the affiliate pathway, you can make as much money as you want to make just following through with this pathway. And this pays weekly. The ambassador pathway is geared more towards people who are looking to build a team of other affiliates, a team of other IBOs that are going out and building a business. And you want to get paid on through leverage, leveraging other people's efforts, not just your own efforts. And so for those people that want to nurture an organization and build a team, then the ambassador pathway is for you. And by the way, you don't have to choose. You can get paid both ways, and most people do. So the affiliate pathway, you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, it pays out weekly. We get paid 3 ways through that pathway, which is retail profits, just simply the difference between retail and wholesale. So if a product is $100 retail and wholesale at $75, then you make the $25 difference. The enroller bonus pays out 25% from the first order and 15% from every order after that on anybody that you personally sign up. A sponsor bonus pays out 15% on the first order for your second level, which that just means if you refer somebody and they refer somebody. So you're not getting paid just on your own personal referrals, but their referrals as well. All right, the ambassador pathway on the right-hand side of the screen pays out monthly. It pays out team commissions, rank advancement bonuses, and by the way, we have a ton of ranks in our comp plan because we want people hitting ranks constantly so that they're getting a bonus every single time and getting recognition too. The leadership check match, earn up to 50% of your first and second level. That just means anybody that you sign up, anybody that they sign up, you can earn up to a 50% match of their team commissions as well. Leadership pool, this is us taking all of the volume from the entire company, taking 1% of that and sharing it with the top ambassadors in the company. And by the time you get to this point in the compensation, just know that you're probably very, very happy with the amount of money you're making every week and every month. And that's like being a shareholder. It's like being a stockholder, but not having to show up to the boring meetings and not having, the liability and risk that a shareholder has. You're just getting paid like a shareholder, which is pretty awesome. Future expansion. Let's talk about this real quick. I already told you we're coming out with our second brand. We're launching our second country, but we're always going to look for clean ingredients. Our focus is to eliminate GMOs, pesticides, chemicals, harmful elements, and our focus is to get in on hot trends. Whatever's trending, we want to get in front of that trend as quickly as possible so we can position people that are looking to build a business to be able to capitalize on it. Our second brand that's coming out is weight management, a jump start to weight loss. People are in quarantine right now. They're locked down. They're at the house. They're eating Cheetos at midnight. And so people are looking to lose weight. This product brand could not come at a more perfect time. And I can assure you of that. They're going to want these products. And maybe you're thinking to yourself, well, yes, so do I. And so the Amazon model, here's the deal, guys. We want to go wide with our product offering over time, just like Amazon did. When they started back in the 90s, they had books. Now they have everything, and they did that over time. And that's what we're going to do. As we scale the company, we'll create more and more brands. So you have a large arsenal of products that people can come shop and buy products at your store, and you get paid. Also, Amazon, another point to mention here, Amazon really showed us how to treat customers. Over the last decade, they set the standard for how to treat a customer and keep customers coming back and create programs that keep customers coming back. So we really study Amazon and we say, how can we just, do what they did in terms of that customer acquisition and retention? So get started today. Where do you fit in? I have no idea where you fit in. Maybe you're looking to just be a customer. I know most people that showed up to this opportunity presentation today are probably looking to be an IBO, but maybe now is not the right time for you to do that and you want to just try the products. I can assure you, you will fall in love with the products. We have hundreds and hundreds of testimonials of each product. People that love it, and if you don't love it, there's a 30-day money back guarantee, so there's no risk, but you're going to love it. And the person that shared this with you is going to thank you for supporting their business, especially during these crazy times right now. And if you want to be an IBO, an independent business owner, then sign up as an IBO. And I'll share with you a couple of packages, both for customers and IBOs, that you can get started with that'll just give you some advantages. I'm always looking for what are the advantages. So as a customer, you can get what's called a balance bundle, and this gets you all of our products and it includes free shipping. I don't care how much money I ever make in my life. I'm always going to love, my favorite price is free 99. And so I'm always going to love free. And so free shipping with this package, if you try all of our products in the Balance Bundle. This is what I recommend for customers so you can get a good idea of how all of our products work synergistically together. And they do, in fact, do that. If you're looking to become an IBO, here's the two packages I would recommend. There's a Life Pack and a Life Pack Pro. The Life Pack comes with enough product for you and enough to share with a few other people. It also comes with 3 of our 2-day experience trial packs preloaded, already loaded to your app, which is included in your business suite. The business suite comes with your app, which is incredible, by the way. The app, you can literally build a business from your phone. There's pre-recorded videos, there's pre-written text messages, there's pre-written emails and funnels already in your app. If you're, all you have to do is press a button, and it's literally that simple. So the business suite, which we waive the fee of that if you get started with one of these kits, it's normally $49, but we waive that fee. So there's an additional $49 value here. But that business suite includes your smartphone app. It includes your back office, which tracks all of your business for you, so you don't have to track it. And it includes your replicated store for customers to be able to come to and shop. And when they come buy products at your store, you get paid. We ship it. We take care of all that. And those 2-day experience trial packs that comes with these 2 packages, we ship those as well. So you just push a button on your app. We ship it out. We send it from our fulfillment center. The Life Pack Pro, this is how I would recommend getting started personally. If I were signing up right now as an IBO, this is how I would join. The Life Pack Pro comes with 2 of everything, except you get 3 of the actual energy capsules. And so this comes with enough product for you and enough to share with a bunch of people. And it comes with 10 of our 2-day experience trial packs. Also, it comes with our business suite. And so that fee is waived here as well. But here's why I would get started with this pack, for 2 reasons. And you know, you do what you want to do. Get in where you fit in, do what's best for your specific situation. But for me, this is how I would get started. And I always, whenever I join a business, and I don't know everything, but I have had a lot of success in this type of business. So I do understand the psychology of people, specifically as it relates to this type of business. And so here's what I'll tell you. Is the 2 main reasons I would personally do a Life Pack Pro is this. One, because of the product, you get a bigger bang for your buck. There's over $300 in savings when you get the Life Pack Pro. And the second reason, so what happens when I get all this product? Well, I can start gaining customers quickly. I can let the product hit the streets, get it in the hands of people quickly, and I can start developing some stories and get some customers on board. Now, here's the bigger reason, the more important reason, and the psychological reason why I always do the biggest pack or the best pack, which in this case is the Life Pack Pro, when I join a business like this. So here's the deal, is people do what you do, not what you say. People do what they see, not what they hear. And so the point is that whenever I'm talking to another IBO or a potential IBO, somebody that wants to do the business with me and wants to partner up with me, they're probably going to ask, hey, Brandon, how did you get started? And how do I want to answer that question? I want to be able to say, I got started with the Life Pack Pro. That's the main reason I do a Life Pack Pro, just because I want to be able to say that. Why? Because I know it increases the odds that they are also, the people that I'm enrolling in the business are also going to do a Life Pack Pro if they can. And if they can, they're going to do it. Now, here's the magic of that. When I enroll an IBO or a couple of IBOs and they get started on a Life Pack Pro, just like I did, guess what they're going to have? They're going to have enough product for them and enough to share with a bunch of people. So now we got product hitting the streets. They're gaining customers faster. Their business is being built faster. And so this just theoretically and in practice, both of those over the course of my career, I've seen this speed up the success of people's businesses because they're replicating the Life Pack Pro or the equivalent of whatever that is. And so the point is that at the end of the day, if you want to grow it bigger, better, faster, I would definitely recommend the Life Pack Pro. If you can't do that, do the Life Pack. So the Life Pack Pro is $499. The Life Pack is $199. And that is our presentation, ladies and gentlemen. And when you begin to understand like what we're doing now, guys, is super, super exciting. We're having a blast. And I'm trying to figure out how to unshare my screen here. Give me just a second. Definitely don't want to end the meeting. I want to stop share. Okay. All right. So we're doing some amazing things, guys, right now. People are having a blast building this business from home in spite of what's happening around us in the world. I know that a lot of people are devastated right now, and people have lost their incomes, they're furloughed, they're stuck at home, they're scared, they don't know what's going to happen. So we're seeing people flood into the home-based business arena and start to build businesses from home, start to earn income from home. That's exactly what we're helping people do. We have the systems in place, we have the trainings in place. You're about to see, if you want to stick around, if you want to get started today, you can stick around. In just a minute, we're going to dive right into some training to help you get started on your journey. And so we take you by the hand. Unlike traditional business where you invest 10,000 or 100,000 or $1 million, and then nobody's there to help you. You got to figure it all out. It's sink or swim. You got to figure it out on your own. This is why 95% of traditional businesses fail in their first 5 years, because that people don't know what they're doing. So we have a system in place. We have training in place to help you, take you by the hand, and you're only spending a couple of $100 to get started. This is what I loved about this industry, because as an 18-year-old kid that had no money, I was able to get started. I couldn't come up with $1 million to start a McDonald's franchise, but I could come up with a couple of $100 to get some products in my hand and start a home-based business. And because I did that, because I took action, here's what happened. It changed my life. And I believe it can change your life too, if you'll take action on it. So we are boldly, unapologetically not asking, we're telling you to get started. We want you to be a part of this with us. Okay. So do that. Get back with the person that invited you to this and get their link and sign up right now. Join us as a partner. Ray Kroc, founder of McDonald's. I've mentioned McDonald's way too many times in this presentation, but Ray Kroc, founder of McDonald's, said, be in the right place at the right time and do something about it. What's the operative word? The operative word, the key word is do. You have to take action. And we're asking you to take action today for your future, for your family, for your posterity. And here's the deal. Most of the time when opportunity knocks at the front door, most people are in the backyard looking for a 4-leaf clover, but opportunities are never lost. Somebody will always take the ones that you pass up on. We are in a time right now that is unprecedented. The stars have aligned. Listen, this is the eye of the hurricane, guys, the perfect storm, because two things. Our company is brand new. We haven't launched yet. Nobody knows about this. You're on the front end of something that's going to be epic and big, and it's going to change people's lives. And you know about it when nobody else does. So we're in pre-launch phase. So the timing of the company will never, ever, ever, ever be this good ever again. And the timing of the industry, or the timing of the economy, I should say, is impeccable, because people are looking for ways to make money. So when you take those circumstances, put them together, and you understand that we're the people's company, guys, this thing is about to pop, and I want you to be a part of it. So join us, get started, and I would love to meet you, whether that's in Facebook Messenger, over the phone, whatever. And again, I'm Brandon Hayes. I'm the president and CEO. I'll turn it back over to, I believe I'm turning it back over to Kibi. I'm turning it back over to Don. Sorry. I'll turn it back over to Don, and thank you guys so much for investing some of your time. I know time is the most valuable gift that you can give, so thank you for that. We don't take it for granted. We do honor you, and we thank you for that. So I'll turn it back to you, Don. Thanks so much for hosting this today, Kibi and Don and Nicole. And I know Rachel's here with us too, but she's not able to show her video right now. But thank you, ladies, so much for everything that you do, and for hosting this for us today. And I'm excited to get into the training here in just a few minutes.
Wow, that was great. I hope you all listened to that. Thank you, Brandon. That was amazing. He is, I've got to say, the best CEO I have ever seen, the most hands-on CEO out there. So, like you said, get in where you fit in. Now, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, but even if you're not a part of Lab right now, and you're thinking about it, just maybe, you might want to find out a little bit more, you're welcome to stay on for the training. We are going to be dropping a lot of all these ladies here, and then Brandon will wrap up. We're going to be dropping some major golden nuggets that you can use throughout your life. They're like life skills too. So stay on. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. The training is going to be great. Grab a pen and paper, and we'll see you in about 5 minutes. Thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to get started back in about 3 minutes. If everybody wants to get settled in, I'll start sharing my screen. I'm going to do a PowerPoint. I'm up first, and then Rachel, you are next if you want to get settled in and ready. And after that will be Nicole, and then Dawn, and then Brendan will be wrapping us up. So plan on a good solid hour, probably over the next hour. You're going to be getting a lot of good training. And again, 3 more minutes, 3 more minutes. If y'all want to invite your teams, get some folks on who hadn't made it yet, go ahead and send them the link. 3 minutes, we'll get started. Okay, okay, who is ready to rock? Excited, excited. Let me get positioned here pretty good. Hey, Dawn. Thank you for being here. And make sure you, if you want to unmute,
Good to
make
see
sure
you.
you can see my screen. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can see your screen. Looks great.
Okay.
I put a thing in the chat if you want to just look at it really quick.
Okay, one sec.
Or you didn't want me doing both. Whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I see. So, so yeah, I guess you want to turn it to Brandon and he can close us out, but you'll go after Nicole.
Right. I have that. I just wasn't sure about after he presented.
Oh, yeah, if, just ask him if he wants to turn it to you. I think he pretty much just closes us down pretty good. So
I think so
y'all
too.
can
Yeah,
play
that's good.
later. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
All right.
Rachel, I got okay, good. Rachel, I got your chat too. So when you're up, you'll just share your screen, but me and Dawn will be here to help you make sure everything's working good and technical. I'm not going to pay attention to the chat. However, if you want to use the chat as we're training, feel free to. Dawn, Nicole, and Rachel will chime in. And make sure if you use the chat that you change that to all panelists and attendees, or all attendees. That way everybody can see it. So with that, we're going to get started. My training today is featuring Eric Worre. Here's my book, Go Pro. I'm just going to bring some nuggets from the book, my perception, my takeaways from the book, and just encourage you guys to go get your own and read it. So I'm up for 15 minutes. I don't want to get too long-winded, but I am going to bring most of my meat and potatoes today from the introduction. That's how good the book is. Like in the introduction, you'll learn so much. So anyway, here's the book, Go Pro, Eric Worre. If you're in network marketing, I hope that you have this book. What I do is order about 10 copies, and any new person that I sign up, new to the industry, they get this mailed from me. So that's how I roll, because I believe in this book so much as a first read for especially people really new to the industry. So if you've been around and you haven't read it, or maybe you've read it a long time ago, I encourage you to go back to it. It's definitely one that I pull out of my toolbox often. So in the introduction, Eric, and by the way, I've never met Eric Worre. I can't wait to meet him. I know that's on my bucket list soon. But I'll talk like I know him, but I don't really know him. Rachel knows him, and so does Brandon. So that's really cool. Like knows him personally. But anyway, Eric said in the book, he says, this is how he was introduced to the industry. This is like the quote in the book. Hey, Eric, I think I have a way for us to make some extra money. Now, just imagine if you or I did that type of recruiting with that verbiage. Most of the time, we're going to be like, people would look at us like, don't want that thing, but this is the point I got out of the book, is that we can never say the wrong thing to the right person. Because Eric, when he heard this, he was like, show me, right? Because it was the right time, the right fit, the right alignment, okay? So Eric looked at that opportunity for his buddy John because he trusted him. So at the end of the day, what I pull out of this book is that people trust us, know us, love us, and they do business with us, period. It's not about companies, products, none of that. It's about we got to work on us, right? We have to get polished. We have to get confident, and then we have to share. We've got to talk. We've got to share CBD, share labs, share Brandon, share the message. And the right people, not that they're not right people, but the right people for us will come. So anyway, Eric looked at what they were presenting because he trusted his friend. His name was John Joyce. And then some other nuggets I got out of the introduction is that Eric was so intrigued by the duplication. He went to this guy's house. They put in a tape in the VCR. Some of us don't even know what that is, right? Like an old VCR. They press play, and that was it. This industry of network marketing should be so easy. I think sometimes, we make things way so hard, especially with social media, and you got to go do this, and you got to go do this. And look, it's just about what duplicates. I'm big in systems. I'm big in duplication because I want my money working for me. If my hands is on the money at all times, then I just have a high-paying job here, right? If you truly want duplication, you've got to be able to step away. And being able to press play, Eric was like, this is all I got to do is put in a tape and press play? Yep. So then throughout the book and throughout the introduction, of course, he runs into obstacles, he gets severely rejected, etc., etc. So he goes through those things that we go through. Even today, this book was written, I believe it was copyright 2013. So even today, these same principles apply. And this is what Eric found out, is that he had to borrow money from his dad to sign up because he was that broke, living check to check. He couldn't even fork out the money to get started. But here's what he knows. You've got two types of people. Ones who make excuses and say, well, I don't have money. And they keep saying that week after week. I don't have money, and they're never going to have money. because those are just other things. They probably need to hire a coach and get training, etc. But Eric found a way. He didn't say, I don't have the money. He looked at his dad, humbled himself, and said, Dad, can I borrow some money? I need an investment from you, right? That's your first step. If you don't believe in the company enough to go borrow money, who's going to buy into you? If you don't believe in the company, the products, the mission, the passion well enough to invest in yourself and put the skin in the game, who's going to do it with you? It starts with us. So that was the first thing that Eric did. He found a way. Then throughout his journey, he was looking for the right person, hoping something flew out of the sky. Whatever, talking to people and butchering it. Like everything in this book that we go through, whether it's online, offline, don't matter. What he found out is he wasn't treating it like a business. Anything we go do, if you want to earn money, you got to treat it like a business. If you don't own a business and you work a job, you have the same mindset. You got to treat it like a job. You show up to your job every day. You're going to pull 8-10 hours. You're going to drive there. Right now we're all working from home, but we're going to work. You don't get paid not to work. You got to treat it like a business. So then he got in, he made a few calls, hoping to get lucky. After 3 months, he was almost going to quit. He felt like he was blaming other people, blaming the industry. This doesn't work, making excuses. Then he went to some training, got super motivated, and figured out this is up to him. It's not about who he brings in. It's not about his team. It's about head down, get to work, treat it like a business. Work it like a job. You got to pull your 8 hours. You got to pull your 4 hours. Whatever you're going to put into the business, you've got to have your head down, okay? And that's what he talks about. He put his head down. He eliminated excuses. Eric has built organizations. One company he built 7 times. The people ask me, what does that mean, Kibi? He had so many people quit and leave him that he had to rebuild. He had to start completely over. There's no guarantees here. You could build today and go have a $10,000 month and in 4 months have no money because nobody's buying or people leave you. Guess what? That's business. If you opened a Citgo gas station, you have a good month, you have a bad month. If you have a restaurant, you gotta think like a business person, right? So Eric in one organization had rebuilt it 7 times. That's the resilience of a leader. That's why he earned $1 million plus. That's why he now does Go Pro and all these networking events because of his resilience. He did not let that tear him down. So the warrior, the true leadership in a person, me and you, is about resilience. Do you have the excuses and say, well, this isn't for me, I lost my entire team? No, you get to work and you go build a new team. That's how you have to do it, right? And that's what Eric did. So also, he talked about just get to work, build your business like a business, right? And treat it like your baby. Okay, I'm a mom. I have kids. Some of you might be dads. Some of you might be moms, your parents, maybe your grandparents. Maybe you have animals you really care about that are like your children. Is your business as equally important as your kids? Because this is a business training. And if you're looking for 6 and 7 figures, your business has to be as important as your kids. Now, if you're here just to earn a couple $100s and get your product here and there, whatever, no. But if you want the money, like 6, 7 figures coming in a year for you, you got to treat your business like your baby. That is your baby. You got to rock it, feed it, nurture it, hands on, head down, main thing. You have to be super focused, okay? And that's what Eric talks about. It's his baby. This is his baby. Then Eric talks about, okay, you've got the passion, you've got the motivation, you've made a decision to be all into your business. Now you must have skill. Because if I were to go, and let's say that Nicole hired me at her bistro. I've never worked in coffee. I've never served coffee. I drink it like a mad woman. I can use my Nespresso, but that's about it. I've never worked in restaurant. I've never served. I've never took orders. I would have to get skill. I'd have to learn their etiquette with phone. I'd have to learn their online orders. I would have to learn how do they treat their customers here? How do they talk to them? What is the verbiage? What is the culture, right? If you have a job right now, you have skill. You have learned skill on that job. In network marketing, you must learn the skill that it takes to sell, to win, to develop people, to build systems, etc., etc. So Eric talked about you must become an expert. What he means is that you don't need to be an expert on product and know every ingredient. You have to become an expert and skilled in this profession so that people trust you, know you, like you, and they do business with you. It's about personal competence, okay? So you've got to become that person that people want to join. And how do you do that? You work on yourself. So in the interim of building business, Eric spent a lot of time working on himself because he knew if I could spend more time working on me than complaining, I'm going to get there. And it's not about how fast we get there. It's about staying consistent, right? And your time is not my time. Everybody's time is different and how they build confidence and build skill. But I can guarantee you this, you must have coaches, you must have mentors, and you must invest in training. You must. And Eric did that, and he is an advocate of that. Okay, so to be the winner. So Eric talks about being a winner. To be the winner, instead of looking for winners, we have to be the winner. So the minute that Eric figured out, I'm going to go build, and if I build it, they will come, right? Have you heard that before? Build it and they will come. So we have to change our focus of looking for the right person, signing up that big fish. Instead of that focus, we need to say, we're going to go be the big fish. I'm going to go be the big person. I'm going to go be that winner. So we start looking at how do we do that? Well, we must build our brand. So is your brand right now? My brand is Kibi. Brandon's brand is Brandon. Nicole is Nicole. Dawn is Dawn. Rachel is Rachel. Your brand is your name. Are you treating your brand like a $10 hour job or $1 million business? Are you treating your brand like a hobby or a business? Because there's two totally different things. In fact, that is such a big deal that the government, the IRS, can deem your business as true business or hobby. So are you building your business like a real business? And that's what Eric focuses on here in the book as well. Inside this book, there are, I believe, over 10 chapters total. Let me look. 12. He spends about 7 chapters in on skill. Now, some of this is outdated because it's one-on-one, person-to-person, but you can take the same principles and apply them online. For example, if he talks about dressing for success, you should do that online. Just because you meet someone on a Zoom doesn't mean you show up in your pajamas. If you're there to do business, you need to look your best, feel your best, be your best. So the same principles in this book we can apply today. He talks about becoming a professional, developing skill, learning patience. So many times we put time limits on ourselves. We figure, well, if I don't make, 10 grand in 3 months, this ain't for me. Would you do that at your job? Heck no. You've got to learn the art of patience. You've got to know that it's all worth it, and it doesn't matter how long it takes to get there. The finish line is your finish line. What is your success for you? Does it mean serving lots of people? Does it mean getting this product into people's bodies? Does it mean, you want to earn 100 grand over the next 2 or 3 years? What is success for you, right? And you don't stop till you finish, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. And I want to just end with this. So he has a quote here in his book, and I'm like, wow, when I read it, I thought, when was this book wrote? And so I looked, his copyright date was 2013. So he probably wrote it like 2011, 12. Sometimes it takes a year or two to write books sometimes, right? So I'm thinking back in 2013, this was where he was thinking. This was his quote. People change, accept it. Make a decision or you're going to get left behind, okay? I thought about that today and I said, I'm not going to say people. I'm going to say the world, The world is changing, y'all. We are in a revolutionary time with being online. People are forced to work from home. So all the work from home, all the social media talk that I've been doing, nobody, not everybody accepted it. I won't say nobody, but there were lots of people in the industry. Oh, that don't work. Social media don't work. Zooms don't work. It don't matter if they think it works now. This is what they got to do. If you're going to build business right now, you have to do it online. We are forced now. So the world is changing. So let's apply this concept, right? Accept it, make a decision. You're going to embrace it, or you're going to look up and you're going to get run off the tracks. Okay. So I don't want to be run off the tracks. You don't either. We have like a time in history that is going to revolutionize the world, but definitely network marketing. The industry has shifted. We have been forced to go online. So the people who develop skill, the people who eliminate excuses, the people who embrace it, accept it, make a decision are going to be those who go win big. So with that, I'm done. I'm going to turn this over to Rachel. Again, the book is Go Pro. Eric Worre, thank you for having me today. I hope you got a lot of value out of this today. Be sure if we're on Facebook that let's show Eric Worre some love today for pouring into us for this book. If you want to tag me in a post, maybe we hashtag GoPro and tag Eric Worre. Let's really talk about him today online. I'm sure he would love that, and I just want to honor him today for taking the time to write this book because it has truly meant a lot to me and my network marketing experience. Okay, so with that, Rachel, you are up, girl.
Thank you, Kibi. That was phenomenal as usual.
Well,
Such great, such great info. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen.
You're up. You're good. I see you.
Can you see? Okay, great. All right, let me just see. Where's my mouse? All right, I'm just gonna go. Okay, so first of all, I just want to apologize. I don't have my camera on today because I broke my foot on Thursday night. I got it casted yesterday, went to the doctor, and just trying to hobble around here. So the slides I wanted to improve also, but I kind of threw these together last minute. So, but I know that you guys will get a lot of value out of this today. Today, we're going to be talking about the power of the words we speak and what we speak to ourselves, how we speak to others. But most importantly, we're going to be talking about how we speak to ourselves and how the words that we speak have an impact, and some tips that we can offer you, all of us, to help improve the way we think about ourselves and how we speak to ourselves. And that will in turn improve and change our reality. So first of all, I'm sure you've heard this before. What we think is what we become. So let that sink in for a second. What we think is what we become. Now, I look at this and I think to myself, well, what the heck did I think about myself that I injured my shoulder? I fell and broke my foot. What is going on? I have to do a massive self-evaluation for myself because I'm attracting something into my life that I got to figure it out. So the words that we use to speak to ourselves can have a huge impact on us. Our life is like a perfect mirror of our thoughts, our beliefs, and our mental attitude. Our thoughts create our reality. So 90% of our mental life is subconscious. So think about that. 90% of our mental life is all in our subconscious. So we're going to figure out today how to merge our subconscious and our conscious together to work together as a team to change the way that we think and the way that we speak. Okay, so the words that we use to speak to ourselves can have a huge impact on us. If we're constantly putting ourselves down, calling ourselves names, judging ourselves, we will eventually begin to believe these things about ourselves, even if they're not true. So self-talk can also have a huge impact on our success. So we're going to go through a few common words and expressions that maybe you have said before. I know I have said before, and I say them still sometimes, but I catch myself. So I'm sure you can relate to some of these. I hope, I don't think so. I don't know how to. My blank hurts, or my blank hurts so bad. I suck at. I'm so fat. I'm out of shape. I'm just adding some. I can't. I shouldn't. I don't feel good. I'm not good at. You know, in my household, can't and I'll try are bad words. I tell my kids that if they use the word I can't, that is just as bad as saying a swear word, a cuss word. So if you can also take these words and categorize them as words that are not to be used, that they're swear words, you will start to imagine that they are, and you will slowly start to observe and be aware that when you do say them. And you could be also aware that other people say them. So listen to what other people say to themselves. Listen to what people say to you. And you will start to have this shift of leadership, because now once you start to acknowledge it in yourself and you hear it on other people, and we're going to get to this towards the end, but you will then start to learn how to empower others. So before we go on, I'm going to tell you a story. When I first got into network marketing, I was mentored by a guy he was my first mentor in network marketing, and he was making about $50,000 a month in earnings every month in his company. And so I kind of, I just wanted to lock arms with him and fly. And I listened to every single thing that he told me to do. And I remember this so vividly. This was the first time I ever really understood the power of words. So I said to him, because he was planning on coming up for an event, and I said, I'm all right, I got this confirmed, that confirmed, and this person's coming, and I really hope that we have a good turnout. You know what he said to me? And now this might sound kind of harsh to some people, but for me, I was hungry. I devoured every word that he told me. He told me, I don't work with people who hope. I don't work with people who hope. That stuck with me forever. I will never, ever forget that. Because think about it. Does that sound like I'm confident? Does that sound like I know I'm going to fill that room? Does that sound like something a leader would say? So that trained me from that day on. And I started searching. I started really eating up and devouring anything related to the power of words. And neuro-linguistic programming, I'm certified in up to level 2. So I love this stuff so much. Here are some common disempowering phrases or words now related to business. Have you ever said this before, or have you heard this before? All of us, if you want to put in the chat, feel free to go ahead. If you have said this before, just say me, I have, or I've heard it. I don't know enough people. Everyone says no to me. I'm not a leader, or I'm not a good leader. I'm bad at following up. No one gets back to me. I suck at technology. I'm afraid of what people will think of me. So, do those words sound familiar, guys? I know I've heard it before. But here's the principle. Whatever follows I am will eventually find you. Whatever follows I am will eventually find you. You are, in fact, by saying I am, you are inviting disappointments into your life. You are inviting whatever you say that you are into your life. That is the law of attraction. Your subconscious mind is telling you to say these things based on your programming, based on how you were raised, based on what people said to you, based on what your parents told you growing up. And think about this. Think about your kids. What are you telling them? Their little subconscious minds are still developing. They're sponges. So if you tell your kid, don't do that, you can't do that, you're not able to do that, you're going to get burned, you're going to get hurt, you're going to do this. What do you think these kids are going to grow up and start to believe about themselves? So this is another key point, is if you have kids, it's so important to be aware and to start thinking about the power of your words. Now, you might be thinking, well, forget all this. I'm lost. There's no chance that I'm going to be able to, unravel any of the program that I've had. Well, that's not true. And first of all, most of this is not your fault, and you are not a tree. So most of this is not your fault, meaning all of this, the way you're programmed is the way that you were brought up. Okay. It's also what you feed your mind, but most of this is not your fault. And you're not a tree. What does that mean? Okay. I know I'm not a tree, but you're not a tree, meaning you can change. Anybody can change. Today is not tomorrow. Tomorrow is a blank canvas. You can start over every single day. In fact, you can start over in an instant. Starting over and having a blank canvas is a decision. It's a decision. So that's why these trainings are so important, because from this moment forward, you have the power to change. Okay. So here are some tips. We're going to get right into some incredible tips. If you want to take some notes, please go ahead. I'm sure there'll be a recording of this as well, but we're gonna get into the good stuff here that'll make you feel good about changing. Your subconscious mind, like I said in the beginning, and your conscious mind and your mouth must start teaming up. They have to work together as a team. So what does this mean? Well, the first step is to be aware and to acknowledge. So that's what we're doing on this training. You're now starting to open your eyes and to become aware. Start listening to the words that you say to yourself as if you are an outsider looking at you. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit deeper into that too, but I'm going to repeat that. Okay. Start listening to the words that you say to yourself as if you are an outsider watching you and observing you. Think about your subconscious mind as your garden, and every thought that you have is a seed. This is where your conscious mind gets to choose what kind of seed you'll plant in that garden. So again, think of every thought as a seed. What kind of seeds can you plant in your subconscious mind? Peace, love, happiness, prosperity, success, patience, forgiveness, all of these qualities that you want, that you aspire to be in that higher self of yours. You must imagine planting each one of those thoughts into your mental garden. Now, a way to do this is meditation. Everybody meditates differently. Some people like guided meditation. There's different forms of meditation. Personally, I like to just scoop out some time in my day, preferably in the morning, because in the morning, you're still in a dreamy type of state. And meditation is kind of like dreaming during the day. And you control those dreams because that's your conscious mind working along with your subconscious. So it's like your subconscious mind and your conscious mind are going for a date. And imagine them going for a date and they're talking to each other, they're getting to know each other. And that's what's going on when you meditate. Be in a place where it's silence, where it's peaceful, where you can literally let every muscle in your body relax, and you can allow your mind to imagine these seeds of love, prosperity, patience being planted in your conscious garden, in your mind. And then take it a step further and think about imagining scenarios. Okay, so imagine if, like what I'll do is I imagine myself running again. I imagine my shoulder throwing a football or doing handstands. I'm going to imagine those things again. If you feel like you're getting older, Imagine yourself running through a field and doing cartwheels and jumping jacks, and you're youthful and you're doing everything you did when you were youthful. Think about as it relates to business. Imagine what it would be like, whatever your goals are. Everybody's goals are different. Some people just want to make $500 a month, and that pays for a car payment. Imagine yourself sitting down at your desk, going to your bill pay or whatever it is, having that extra $500 in your bank account, and imagine paying that car payment off and just this big smile of satisfaction and reward that you were able to do that. And then maybe you have bigger goals. Maybe you imagine leading 1,000 people or leading 1,000,000 people. Imagine what that feels like. Smell it, taste it. Just imagine everyone around you. Imagine what they're saying to you. Imagine walking on stage. Imagine what recognition feels like. And sometimes to get into a habit, it takes 21 days to get into a habit. So if you forget to meditate, set an alarm. Because again, you are working with your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is not going to remember to set an alarm. You have to remember to set an alarm. That's your conscious mind. So your conscious mind has to set an alarm to meditate, to meet on a date with your subconscious mind. Okay, next slide. Your higher self. Imagine that you have a higher self up above your shoulder at all times. Okay, now I know this sounds a little weird, but make a name for your higher self. Maybe, if I call myself Super Rachel, and you come into question, what would Super Rachel do right now in this situation? How would Super Rachel talk? How would Super Rachel act? How would she react to this situation? So think of that higher self person. Name that higher self person, call her a nickname, call her or him some sort of name that you're going to remember to associate that name with your higher self and ask, what would my higher self do? And then I am. So I'm sure you've heard that I am is a very powerful, powerful statement. Write down affirmations that are specific to your goals into your life, your goals in health, and your goals in business. Again, I like to get up in the morning and do this. So get up in the morning and invite yourself to have good things come to you. Invite yourself to have good things come to you. So again, your conscious mind is inviting your higher self or your subconscious mind to have good things flowing to you. Here are some examples. Let me see if I put any. Nope. Okay, so I'm just going to say it. I am blessed. I am strong. I am talented. I am wise. I am disciplined. I am focused. I am prosperous. I am healthy. I'm in shape. I'm energetic. I am happy. I am positive. I am passionate. I am strong. I am confident. I am secure. I am beautiful. I am attractive. I am well loved. I am free. I am redeemed. I am forgiven. I am accepted. I am approved. I am qualified. I am motivated. I'm focused. I am disciplined. I am determined. I'm patient. I'm kind. And the list goes on and on. So whatever it is that you feel is a weakness or a challenge for you, write down those affirmations, imagine it in your mind, and then write the affirmations down to meet your subconscious with your conscious. So with this, I'll close by saying that you are your biggest cheerleader, your biggest fan, your biggest coach. Own it. Be proud of that. And once you recognize this in yourself, you can recognize this and remind and empower other people when they start to say something negative. You can not say, no, don't say that, because that's negative talk. So if somebody says to me, I don't think I can do this, and I'll say to them, oh girl, I know you can do it. So those are things that we can do, and spread this light with everyone around us, is be aware of what people can say. Don't enable their negative self-talk. You can validate people because they don't know better. We don't want to sound like we're better than anyone. Validate them, validate how they're feeling, because what they're feeling is real in their mind. So validate how they're feeling, but then in a loving way, empower them, make them feel that they can do whatever it is they think they can. Okay, so thank you guys for listening. I'm going to turn it over to, I'm sorry, I forgot who's next. Is it Nicole?
Yes. Good morning.
All righty, here we go. Nicole is gonna, and Nicole, I apologize. I don't remember what your training was, but I'm gonna turn it over to you, and I'm
No
sure
worries.
it's gonna
No
be
worries. No worries.
incredible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. That was an amazing training. I hope everyone took lots of notes, because it turns out, as always, leaders tend to align when they share the same values. So it's not a surprise that our training is overlapping a little bit. So thank you so much, Rachel. This is awesome. I'll be training today on the law of value. So give me just a moment and I'll share my screen. It's good stuff. So I am taking this as excerpts from a book by Danny Johnson called The First Steps to Wealth. Oops, there we go. Sorry, give me a second. There we go. So The Law of Value, First Steps to Wealth by Danny Johnson. The law of value really equates to your skills. And this is found, if you have this book handy. And I want to just give you a really big tip here. If you go to DannyJohnson.com, this book is available for free. All you have to pay for is the shipping. I've read through this a couple of different times, probably in the last 7 years. And this particular training, like I said, sort of aligns with what Kiwi was talking about, as well as Rachel. No surprise, of course, that we all want to empower you to be your best self. So investing more in your skill equates to higher pay. So if you're thinking to yourself some of those negative thoughts that, like Rachel was talking about, and really perhaps you're just kind of unsure about what to do next, I would highly recommend that you invest in your skills in whatever industry, this of course being network marketing, to invest in the skills to earn higher pay. So it doesn't matter where you were born. What I love about network marketing, it doesn't matter, well, if you're beautiful or if you're handsome or if you have some disability or whatever, if you're just not normal or whatever normal could be these days, whatever that looks like for you, it doesn't matter. It's an equal playing field in the business of network marketing. So you can invest in your skills to increase your income. So every single one of us, no matter what your circumstance, is in control of your skills. There is a lot of free training. An investment in a free book for shipping, yeah, that's pretty good. Investment in books, I mean, that's $10, $20 at a time. Anyone can afford to do that. If you want free training available on YouTube, start looking into some of the people that are authors of this book and look at what you can do for free if money is an issue for you. But my guess is, if you listen to what Brandon said, if you are thinking about not having money and you're thinking about, like what Coach said earlier, you got to start paying attention to what you're saying out loud. So what we do with our time, especially right now, and our skill is what determines what we earn. So I'm going to talk about 3 little topics here in the law of value, which Danny Johnson eloquently puts together here, is to improve your professional skills, develop people skills, and the third, personal and leadership development. So if you are here and you've sponsored one person, you are a leader and you need to start training yourself to get better. So there are several ways you can develop your professional skills. So first of all, like Kiwi trained on the GoPro book, it's probably one of the best, as well as the Compound Effect in network marketing, to really understand the mechanics of how network marketing works. Another really good book is My First Year in Network Marketing, an excellent book to really kind of help yourself understand your place in network marketing, what that looks like. So you need to know your profession, and no matter what field you're in, and then you need to kick it up a notch. Don't do just what everybody else is doing. You need to kick it up. how to train or how to increase your value. How do you increase your value in the marketplace? What does that look like? The only way that you can do that, in my experience, is to develop your skills and then learn how to train other people. So all of us here started somewhere, right? Brandon started somewhere, Dawn started somewhere, Rachel and Kibi, we all started somewhere. And we all had to develop our skills over time. So where you see us now is not where we were even 20 years ago or even a year ago, if we're doing it right. So when you make an investment in your education or your training to achieve an advanced set of skills or a specialty of some kind, you can justifiably charge more and expect more for your services. So I'm going to make a recommendation of a couple of books that I would say professional skill building is GoPro by Eric Worre, which Kibi mentioned. Achieving Authentic Success by Ron Jensen. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book right here, if you are going to choose this book, please read the foreword, because if you just read it to read it, like a lot of us do, a lot of us read these books and have this huge bookshelf and say, oh, look at all the stuff that I read. Well, that's great. But what are you taking from those books that you can employ in your business and in your life today? So if you've ever read How to Win Friends and Influence People, read right through the book, which is what I did when I first started reading that book, it's been 20 years now, maybe 25 years ago. I read it again, I don't know, probably 5 years later, and still employed a couple of different things. But what he says to do in this book is to take each skill and practice it for 30 days and then to move on to the next chapter. So these books have really great steps in order for you to practice along the way. So if you read 4 books in a year, just 4, and spent 3 months practicing the skills in each book, you would be better off than reading a book a month or a book a week. And the last book is what I'm currently reading with a great group called Success Through Scripture. We study books that are faith-based, and this particular one has incredible means to help you change the trajectory of your business life, and that's SOAR by T.D. Jakes. So I highly recommend it. The next is to develop your people skills. Okay, so I've heard it many, many times in this industry that the people who have the most influence are the ones that have the biggest communities following them, and they won't follow you if you don't treat them well and if you don't understand people. So how do you gain success and influence is to be better at working with people. So investing in these skills allows you to change every single area of your life. Why? Because people are everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're selling them something, negotiating that with someone. It doesn't matter if you're in a church group or an employment situation, whether you're a boss or an employee. If you're married, you have to learn how to communicate. And by developing this skill is going to change literally every area of your life, including your relationship with your kids. So your inherent personality doesn't really matter. So you might be a type A, or you might be that person who's just the life of the party, and you might be really sanguine or melancholy. It doesn't really matter what you are inherently, as long as you can learn how to adjust your style of communication with your client or your spouse or whoever that might be. So if you know what their personality is and what their personality type is, you can learn some skills around adjusting the way that you talk to them that kind of resonates with their personality. So if you don't know how to do that or how to recognize that, there are many books out there about personality types, and kind of build some skills around how to talk to people that are a different personality type than you are. And the reason I mention this is because I am a very assertive person in business, but when you were to see me kind of outside the business environment, I'm not like that really at all. But I've learned to develop a skill in business because I had to be a decision maker in my lifetime, and I've had to be the person in charge. So I had to learn how to adapt to my environment and my work life in order to get stuff done. So that said, this ability will increase your influence, inherently will increase your influence, and that is predicated on how you make people feel. So again, this is a really valuable skill, and if you will take the time to learn it and practice it, I promise you, you'll see a huge difference. And so I have a couple of books I recommend with respect to these people skills and really learning to understand others and maybe even yourself a little bit. And those 2 books are Rising Strong by Brene Brown. She really talks about how we our inner workings of our mind and what we project out there, and learning how to adapt. Once you understand how that works for you, then you can better relate to others, and kind of, it's just really good. I highly recommend it. She's really deep, but it's a really great book, and I absolutely love everything she's written. The next is The 5 Love Languages. And now, while this book was initially written for couples, it has multiple different versions of this book that I highly recommend, because if you know your own love language and you can learn that of the people that you are on a team with, those that you spend time with, especially if you're a boss and you have employees, your kids, if you can figure out what their love language is and learn how to speak to them and honor them in their own love language. And I don't mean relationship or intimacy. I just mean being able to encourage a person in their own language and how they receive it. And you can practice this skill at home first, and then start working on it with others. And I promise you, how you make people feel, they will follow you. So I hope that helps. The next thing here is personal and leadership development. Like I mentioned when I started, if you are in network marketing and you've helped even just one person get started with you, you are a leader, and someone is looking up to you to figure out how to navigate this world of network marketing, or even any other business that you might be involved in. As Rachel mentioned and Kibi mentioned, what we do up here in our head will dramatically affect the business that you work for even. Kibi mentioned, maybe coming to work as a barista, right? She loves coffee, but she'd have to learn something new. And I can assure you that she would do it to the hilt and probably running the place in about a week. So, and Rachel talking about how we think and what we think about, and the things that we say inside our in our mind and what we say out loud will come to fruition. So I encourage you to develop the skill about your personal development skills and your leadership skills. So without ongoing personal development, and like I said, we all started somewhere. And if you aren't evolving still, I highly recommend that you jump back into training and jump back into developing some kind of skill, or reading a new book, getting a new perspective. I will always be a lifelong learner. I have been since I was a young person. I just enjoy it very much, but I'm also not the same person I was a year ago or even 2 years ago. So, and that means the way that I think, okay? So the reason it's important that you develop these personal development skills is because in any given situation, your emotions and your feelings could possibly get in the way of whatever given interaction that you might have, especially negative self-talk. I won't even go into that now. Rachel did a beautiful job of covering what that looks like. So if you're in a situation with a brand new client, or someone that you're offering coaching to or training or any of those things, if your feelings and your thoughts are saying, I'm not worthy, I couldn't do it, they'd never follow me, guess what? They won't. So you have to get this personal development and this mindset training so that you retrain your brain and retrain your self-talk. There's another really good book. I don't mention it here, but it's called What You Say When You Talk to Yourself. A really great book. Anyway, I have a lot of books, as you can see if you're looking at my screen. I have a big bookshelf and a big Audible collection because I do listen to books over and over again. I read them over and over again, and I recommend them and give them away even. So if you want to be wealthy, which I hope that you are in business to make money, in business to just be social, that's okay. Then perhaps, how you feel, how you talk is just fine. But if you're here to make money, which I hope that you are, then you cannot afford to have negative self-talk at all, ever. And you have to have someone in your life that's going to hold you accountable to that negative self-talk. What you can afford to do is to get to work and produce results by employing professional and people skills. These are things that you could do starting today. So learn how to create a win-win situation with the people that you are working with, and they will pay you well for your services, your products, and your skills. So it's really important that you figure out the language on creating a symbiotic relationship with someone. Because honestly, if I'm just buying product, I may as well just go to the store because I don't see anybody. I don't talk to anybody. I can go to Amazon. But what I want to do and what I find the most value in my life is relationships with people that I purchase products from, etc. Because they know what's going on in my life, and then they can make a good recommendation. So I'll recommend a couple of books, and then I'm almost done. The personal growth books that I would highly recommend right now are the 4 agreements and the prayer of Jabez, because you are worthy. And whether you believe what I believe or not, God made you for something big. And if you will get out of your own way, y'all, you can do amazing things. So I highly encourage you to pick up the book and or listen to it on Audible repeatedly. The Prayer of Jabez and the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. If you are interested in a class, there is one starting. I highly recommend it. I took a class and read the book and listened to it on Audible. So if you want more information about that, just reach out to the person who invited you to this training and we can get you that information. Really, really good. The first time I took it, which I intend to take it again, the first time I read through and did this class, one of the biggest things that held me back was my own assumptions. That literally has changed the trajectory of the things that I have encountered, especially now, is that I ask a lot of questions. I do my best. That doesn't mean I'm perfect, right? But there are 4 agreements in there that I highly recommend you learn how to master. And I promise it'll help you overcome a lot in your life. So those are just two. I have lots, but those are just 2. So the law of value. This is where I'll close here, is that the law of value means to work harder on yourself than you do on other people. So if you're expecting right now, after listening to all this training and the books that have been recommended, and you're thinking, oh, so-and-so should really read that book because they would just do so well after they just read that. Don't think that way. I would encourage you to just change yourself, because if someone asks you and they want to know, how did you learn to overcome that? You can make a recommendation. But if you just make a recommendation because you think they need it, honey, you're the one that needs the book. So the law of value means to work harder on yourself than you do on other people. And I'll close with this. If you will do that, I promise you will be unusually successful in all areas of your life. So with that, I will go ahead and turn the training over to Dawn. Thanks everyone for watching, and I would love to hear your feedback. I would hashtag work harder on yourself this week, and we'll see how that works out for you all. All right, take care.
Wow, that was some amazing training. All 3 ladies, Kibi, Rachel, and Nicole, lots of golden nuggets dropped there. And Nicole or Kibi, somebody, if you can let me know if you can see my screen, please.
Yep, got you, you're good.
Okay, awesome, thanks. Is it in the presentation mode now?
It is now, yes.
Excellent, thank you. I hope you all have been taking notes, because oh my gosh, and as Nicole said, all of us leaders, we're all very, very in sync. And listening to each of them, I mean, these are all golden nuggets that we all need to really take to heart, emulate in our businesses. I tried to type as much as I could in the chat while writing my own notes too. So, but amazing. Today, I'm going to talk to you about, excuse me, exceptional customer service and follow-up. So let me just set my timer to keep myself on pace. Okay. So when you think about exceptional service, what I like to think about first is a restaurant. What's your favorite restaurant? You know, why is it your favorite restaurant? It's your attitude and perception of the people in the restaurant. Do they know you? Do they know what you like? Do they service you the way you want to be serviced? So there are some companies that are known for exceptional customer service, and you can see some of those listed on the screen, like Chick-fil-A, FedEx, Apple, Neiman Marcus, Trader Joe's, etc. All of us, each of us, we want to be known for excellent, exceptional customer service as well. So I'm going to give you some tips and things on that today. So each and every one of us, we serve customers whether we realize it or not. We run into them everywhere. So it might be in the grocery store, standing in line. Right now, I know I've seen a lot of frantic people, and sometimes people just need someone to smile at them and, hey, how you doing? Strike up a conversation. You just don't know. They might become a friend. They might become a customer. You might have just made their day just by talking to them. So each and every one of us serves customers. And the best way to do that is, you know, we all might define customer service differently. However, we all can agree on this, which is on the screen. And that is, to provide great customer service, you need to put your energy and enthusiasm into your interactions with customers. Great customer service begins with a great attitude. So with that, I want to talk about the power of a smile. Just when you greet someone, and I don't know about you, but here lately, when we've had to run out for essentials, everybody seems scared and frightened. And when you smile at them, they're like, you might get a smile back, or they might just look down and walk away from you because of, they're afraid. But just be friendly, positive experience, welcoming. And if you smile and you do these things, that will retain your customers, as a retention tool. So how do you identify your customers? So find out what is it that your customers are looking for. This is the very first step to exceptional service. And that is determine, what do they value? What do they want? What do they need? And then how can you help them? Do you have something that you can help them with? It might be something that you have to help them fill whatever their want or need is, or whatever the problem or issue is, or you might know somebody that you can put them in contact with to help them with that situation. So be willing to help them, not only by your own self, but who could you refer them to that could help them? So we need to understand the customer situation. Allow them to communicate to us. We need to be good listeners. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen twice as much that we speak. I'm going to say that again. Listen twice as much as we speak, more than we speak. We should be listening twice harder than what we speak. Listen to what they're telling us, identify those needs, and learn from experience. Nobody's perfect. We're going to mess up from time to time. We might jump the gun. We might, as they're talking, interrupt because we get really excited about something, or they might try to jump in and problem solve right away before listening to the full problem. So if we could just slow down enough to listen to them and truly find out what it is that they're looking for, we might be able to help them a little bit better. So what are some of the basic needs for individuals? This is what people crave: friendliness, empathy, fairness, information, but not information overload. We don't want to vomit everything that we know about something. Just give them enough to answer their questions. If they want more information from you, they'll ask you. So you want to give them the basics and go from there. And right now, all of us could use a lot of this right now in this day and age. And going the extra mile is critically important when it comes to customer service. So you want to make sure that you remember their name. What are their likes? What are their dislikes? Whenever there's specials going on, be sure to go through your customers or potential clients and say, hey, I know you wanted that X product, whatever it is. It's on BOGO this week. It's buy one, get one free until such and such day. Would you like me to help you get started with that? Or is now the right time? Circle back with them. Don't hound them every day, but when things go on, go that extra mile to let them know that, because maybe it's somebody that's on your team that doesn't know that there's something that might be going on in their life right now, and they're not plugged in as much as they should be, or maybe they didn't see a post or something. Let them know what's going on of the BOGO or whatever the special is. And then I want to talk about taking care of your customers. We need to take care of our customers. Once we have them, they've placed an order with us. And just like Kibi said, and Nicole and Rachel have talked a lot about some of this stuff as well, is, once we have them, let's celebrate them, let's honor them and follow up. We need to thank them because they are doing business with us because they know us, they like us, and they trust us. Once that happens, and we have a viable solution for something that they need, then they'll choose to do business with us. So when you do have a customer, and I'm going to share some examples with you of what I do, and what I do might not work for you. These are just some examples, and you can take it and run with it however you want to do yours, but celebrate them, follow up with them. Celebrating them might be a simple post, and I'm going to show a couple right here. So it might be you're the customer, and that person has provided exceptional service to you. Okay, so these are 2 posts that I've done recently, and you can see on the screen here, I purchased earrings. I love jewelry, and this was my favorite pair of earrings. And one of them broke, and you can see on the slide there that it broke. Karen here, I reached out to her and I was like, oh my gosh, when I was in Mexico, the earring broke. I would love for you to make me another pair of these. And she's like, absolutely no problem. Well, she made a pair. I'm like, just let me know how much the shipping is. Let me take care of it. I'll buy it. I'll pay for another pair, whatever. And you know what? She didn't do that. She would not let me even pay for shipping. The next thing I know, this pops up in my mailbox, and I was delighted. It just made my day. I'm like, now that is exceptional service. On this other one here, this is one of my clients, and she had sent me, and I happen to have it right here, this deck of cards. And in it, they just have little cards, and I put a picture of the cards that's there. And just as a thank you for her being my client, she's thanking me for what I did for her. How cool is that? So it goes both ways. And so just finding ways that you can celebrate your customers. You can send them a card in the mail, a handwritten card, or send them one through, there's a bunch of different, email apps or different programs out there where you can send cards where they actually ship these cards to them. You can email cards. You can send them an email just thanking them and letting them know how much you appreciate them. But just thank your customers. Let them know that you really appreciate their business and you genuinely care about them. Okay, so let's talk about follow-up. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I talk about follow-up, I want to give a few more examples of excellent customer service. So there's a couple other examples. Those are just the posts that I did. So you could honor them in a Facebook story, a Facebook post, Instagram post, those sorts of things to kind of give a shout out for them. And other things that you can do. Of course, I do business with people I know, like, and trust as well. And when someone takes that extra step in customer service, I'm a customer for life. So there's a specific clothing line that I like, and it's not, you can't go to stores and buy it. So what I do is, it's typically like a home show or virtual, whatever, and I'll just buy whatever it is. My stylist, fashion stylist for this line, the new spring line came out, and she knew, okay, there are certain things that I cannot wear based on, like, polyester I'm allergic to. I can't wear that. So it has to be a certain mix or blend or whatever. So she knew my style. She knows my style very well. She knows my sizes. And she took it upon herself before these items sold out, picked out 3 items, 2 sizes of each, had them shipped to my home, and said, just want to let you know, I sent you an order. These are the hottest ones that I think that you would really, really like. And when I went back home for a couple days, there they were. They're at my house already. I just tried them on, picked up the ones that I wanted, drove the other ones back to her house, and then paid her for those. Wow, that's customer service. I mean, that was incredible. Another one is another jewelry person who has her own direct jewelry business. I had bought this choker, and I wanted a pair of earrings that matched. And she said, well, several years ago, there was a pair of earrings that matched that exactly. It has long since been retired, and I know someone may have it in their vault. So she reached out to the owner of the company, and that particular lady went to her vault and got that pair of earrings. She flew, my jewelry rep flew to another state to meet this woman to pick up those earrings. So when she came and delivered my other order, in it, she had a little wrapped box with these earrings in it. And I said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. How much? She goes, no. This is a gift to you. And these were like close to $100 earrings. I was blown away. Am I going to be a customer of hers for life? Absolutely. So let's talk about follow-up a little bit. So what I like to do with follow-up is, as soon as the sale is made, of course, I thank them. I send them a little note via email, a card, something of that nature. And then I ask them, no, you're going to get an email about when your order comes in. Let me know what your delivery date is. And I'm going to go ahead and schedule an appointment with them right then and there. If it can't be the same day, the very next day. And I let them know, I'm going to go over everything with you. I want to make sure that you got everything that you had ordered. Ask them any questions. What questions do they have about the products that they purchased? How do they use them? I'll go over every single thing with them, because by the time that they ordered and by the time that they received the product, they may have already forgotten. So I want to make sure that that takes place. And then about every other week or every 10 days, depending on the product, I'm going to do a check-in with them and just stay in contact. It's all about building those good relationships. And that's a huge part of customer service. It's building those relationships. It's a powerful tool. Okay, here's a quote by J.C. Penney. You want to make that personal connection with the customer. And the quote from J.C. Penney is, every great business is built on friendship. So when you develop that relationship, you will have that customer for life. Now, right now, everybody's at home, working virtually. And so now we have a lot of electronic customers. And did you know about 70% of customers' buying decisions, they're based on those positive human interactions with their sales staff? And this could be virtually as well. People buy from people, not companies. We already heard the other ladies mention it. We're all in sync and aligned on that. And this quote was by Lee J. Colin. So electronic communication, I won't go into that a whole lot, but these are just some advantages and disadvantages of electronic communication. It's quick, efficient, convenient, easy. Sometimes it could come across as impersonal, cold, so reread what you wrote beforehand. Don't send them a whole bunch of information. If they want to know more, once you've built that relationship, they'll reach out and they'll ask you. Understanding etiquette. Again, a lot of what I just said, always be professional, avoid text speak and avoid jargon. And remember, anything you put in writing is a permanent record of what you said. Few tips and tricks. Pick your words wisely, avoid ambiguity, keep it simple. And then there's 10 things to wow your customers every time. Here's another quote. Here's a simple but powerful rule. Always give people more than what they expect. This is Nelson Boswell. Wow. Okay. Those few examples that I just shared with you that I experienced, I was blown away. They gave me way more than I expected, and I'm a customer for life for them. I'm going to close with this. There's 10 tips to excellent, exceptional service, and that is greet your customers with a smile, be helpful, know your product, don't make them feel inadequate, listen to your customers. Employees will treat customers the way they are treated by management. Feel important and appreciated. You want your customers to feel important and appreciated. Make things easy for them. Click that easy button. Throw in some extra stuff when you can and say thank you. Super easy. 10 quick tips. And with that, just roll that red carpet out to your customers and they will be a customer for life. If they like the product, they know you, they like you, they trust you, and you provide an excellent customer service and following up, you will keep that customer for life. With that, my presentation is done, and I'm going to turn it over to Brandon Hayes for his portion. And I know Brandon's going to bring it. He's going to have a whole lot of other things. So let me
Awesome.
start.
Can you hear me okay, Dawn?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna close this down here. Man, I got tons of notes here. What I've discovered about the best leaders in business in general, whether it is in network marketing or really truly any other business, is that often, most of the time, they're copious note takers. Don't miss. Don't miss. Don't miss. Don't miss. How in the world? I've been doing this longer than anybody that's on this Zoom call right now. I've earned millions of dollars. I've built multi-million-dollar huge businesses, and yet I needed this training today. I needed it. So if I needed it, what does that say about everybody else? What does that say about the people that didn't show up today? How in the world are they like? I wonder to myself, how do people make it? How do people expect to make it? How do they expect to make it if they don't show up? 80% is just showing up. There's so many trainings. I can give you story after story after story that if I would not have shown up to the training to get one little nugget, I would not have seen the explosion in my business. every aha moment I've ever had is because I showed up to a training like this. And usually it soon after led to an epic explosion in my business. And so I've got tons of notes here that I'm going to be reviewing. And I've already been getting text messages from people that are on this right now. They're saying, wow, that are new, that are, you know, some of these people are relatively new, and they're saying, wow, the value that I got today is worth the amount that I paid to get started in the business. Now, I mean, when you pay to get started in the business, when you enroll, you buy products, and so the value is in the product itself. But the value that people are getting today on this training, the value that I have gotten, is already priceless. And I mean, look, Kibi said, develop skills, treat it like a real business, eliminate excuses. She talked about the timing of where we're at right now, and you know, social distancing, and how she's been building online for forever and preaching this stuff, and now everybody's having to do it. And I thought that was just a brilliant point. And she talked about the finish line. Your finish line is the finish line, right? Rachel talking about words and subconscious, merging your subconscious and your conscious into a team so that they work together. Most of us, our subconscious and our conscious are battling each other. They're fighting each other, and they're causing us to not get the results out of life that we actually want. And I love this topic, by the way, Rachel. Great topic. You know, the I am affirmations. We start our morning with affirmations. My wife and I have a morning meeting. We have our own personal affirmations for us, and then we have affirmations for our kids, and they all start with I am. And I love this stuff. Meditation, speak what you want, not what you have. And I might be paraphrasing some of this and just what I was thinking as she was talking. But your thoughts become your words become your beliefs become your actions become your habits, and your habits become your character, and your character ultimately becomes your destiny. In James, in Scripture, the New Testament, James talks about how your words are like a powerful, they're like a rudder for a ship. Solomon talks about in his ancient wisdom that how powerful words are, and we understand that they guide our life. You know, they dictate, and their words are good predictors of our future, is what I've always said. And you know, James talks about it. The tongue holds within it the power of life and death. People are killing themselves, you know, both metaphorically and maybe sometimes quite literally with their words. And Nicole talking about the law of value and people skills, personal and leadership development, working harder on yourself than you work on other people. You know, Jim Rohn, he says, hey, for you, I'll go to work on me. For you, I'll go to work on me. And for me, you go to work on you. And that's what relationships are all about, guys. Dawn talking about customer service. This is such an important topic. People wonder why they don't have retention. It's because they don't take the time to appreciate and celebrate their customers, guys. Have a great these are simple things, you know, energy, enthusiasm, great attitude, smile. You know, most of us are happy. We just need to remind our face every once in a while. We need to smile. Find out what they want, what they need. Most of us are just talking so much, we don't even know what our customers want and need, and we're not listening and we're not paying attention. So we got to pay attention, guys. Follow up, relationship. I love the analogy of rolling out the red carpet. This has been a phenomenal training. You know, there's not a whole lot that I should probably add to distract from how valuable this was. I needed this. I hope you understand that what I'm saying here. Brandon Hayes, the CEO of the company, who has been doing this for a very long time and done it successfully. I needed this, okay? And I'm going to be implementing some things that I learned today. So you got to show up. And I want to applaud everybody here. I'm preaching to the choir because you're here. I want to applaud everybody that did show up. I want to applaud you for, you know, doing that simple activity of just being here. And I hope you took some notes like I did. I'll close out with just a few thoughts. I want to encourage you. I want to run you through what I call fast start training. And I want to encourage you to take notes on this as well. The first thing that you got to do, and this is I'm only speaking to the people that want to build a business fast, and you want to build a big business. And so, you know, people say, so this is the fast start training. And you know, I'm always like, well, yeah, I mean, who wants to get started slow, right? Most people want to get started fast. They want to build a business as quickly as possible, especially right now. People are needing to create an income. And so I'm just going to give you some tips and some things that I personally do. And then that I would normally take if I were building a team. I would take my personal people through some ideas that I would give them as they're getting started. Number one is commit. If you don't make a commitment, you're not going to make it. in this business or in any business. And I don't mean necessarily committing to the company or committing to this specific product line, or what I really mean is commit to your own success. Commit to the fact that you're going to be here a year from today. So literally, like, I would have my people, I have a fast start training document. I would have them fill this out and like actually send it to me. This is how we built, businesses in the past, where I would, at the top of it, it would say, there would be a line that says I, and there would be a space where they could fill in their name. So they would write this, they would literally print this out, write it, and then, send it to me, take a picture of it or fax it or whatever. So it would say, I, Brandon Hayes, will be here building a business with Life Activated Brands 1 year from today, and then date it, right? So you got to commit to your own success, guys. If you're not committed, here's what'll happen. You'll get distracted, or somebody will say the wrong thing on the wrong day, and you'll quit. You'll get upset because your best friend says, is this one of those pyramid schemes? Or your mom and dad say, hey, go get a real job. Or you'll drive 8 hours one way, and the prospect doesn't show up, and you'll have a day where you'll quit if you're not committed. And so that's number one, is commitment. You got to make a commitment. And then your reason why, this is number two, you got to have a strong reason why. And your reason why is the insurance that you're not going to quit. Because on the days when you do want to quit, you're going to remember why you're actually doing this. And it can't be money, money, money. It's got to be something more than money. It's got to be something intangible in most cases, where, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your kids, maybe it's the ability to retire early, or maybe it is the ability to set up a college fund, or maybe you just want to be a missionary to Haiti and rebuild, schools. I don't know what it is for you, but whatever it is, you got to have a reason why, or else you likely will not stick to your commitment that you made to not quit. And so the next thing I want to give you a quick tip on is goals. You got to have goals. And all of these things have been talked about in a roundabout way today. So I'm just really kind of giving you some surface and not going super deep here. But goals, you got to have short-term and long-term goals. Where am I going to be at the end of today? Where am I going to be at the end of the week? Where am I going to be at the end of the month, end of the year? Most people have no idea where they're even headed. And so guess where they're headed? Nowhere. You can't hit a target that you can't see. If this Life Activated Brands, if this is a vehicle for you to get from where you are to where you want to be, then your goals are sort of like the roadmap. If you were to set out on a journey from New York to California and you didn't have GPS or iPhone or whatever, then likely you would have a map, or you would have something, you would have some roadmap telling you what turns to make and how to get there. So your goals, most people, 97% of people don't even set goals. And the 3% that do are the ones that employ typically the 97%. If you don't have a plan for your life, guess what? You're probably subscribing to someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. So you got to have goals. You got, walk away from the 97%. Walk away from the lazy excuse making, thumb sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division losers that are not going to do anything with their life but whine, blame, complain, and make excuses. Walk away from those folks and join the 3% that take their life seriously, and they are intentional, and they set goals. Henry David Thoreau said, most people live a quiet life of desperation only to arrive safely at their graves. And when I heard that, I said, man, I don't want to do that. I want to be intentional. I don't want to ho-hum it through life and see what happens. I don't want to let life happen to me. I want life, I want to happen to life. And so anyway, set goals. Know what are you doing today? Today's Saturday. How many people are you talking to? As I was taking notes, listening to this incredible training, I was also thinking, who am I reaching out to today? Who am I touching? What IBOs can I reach out to that are on the team already that I can just touch and just encourage? What prospects are out there that have looked at our business that I can reach out to? What customers are out there that I can just say, hey, thanks for your order the other day? And so what are your goals? Those are some of my goals, to reach out to people. But what are your goals? I don't know what they are, but you better have some, because if not, you're not going to accomplish anything. You gotta know where you're headed in order to get there. Your list. This is point number 4. You got to have a list. And this is the number one reason. I'm going to help you avoid the number one reason why most people quit in network marketing in general. And it's this. It's without fail. People, and this blows my mind. I'll see somebody in Walmart or Target or wherever that I haven't seen in forever. And they they joined the business a year ago. They did something for a week, and then I didn't see them again. And then boom, all of a sudden I see them in person, or bump into them, and then they immediately start making excuses. And I'm just wanting to say, hey, how's your family? But they immediately start making excuses as to why they are not building their business. And it's usually, almost always, it's something like this. I just ran out of people to talk to. And all kinds of crazy stuff is happening in my head when I start hearing this stuff, because I'm like, you ran out of people to talk to. What does that even mean? There's 8 billion people on the planet. So the reality is that's just not true. It's not true that you ran out of people to talk to. The reality is that you didn't understand the importance of list making, right? So don't be lazy in list making. The list, if this is your vehicle, for going with that analogy again, your goals are the roadmap. Your list is the gasoline. It's the fuel. It's the fuel for your vehicle. So when do you want to run out of fuel? Never. So if you just do this, if you just make one of your habits, one of your daily habits, to add to your list every single day, this is a skill that we have to develop, a discipline that we have to develop, and we have to add to our list every single day. And if you do that, let's just say you added one new name to your list every single day. Well, at the end of a year, now I would encourage you to make a big list at the beginning, put 50 or 100 or 200 or 500 names on a list. Most of us have that in our cell phone and in our social media alone. So I would encourage you to make a big list. But then what if we added one new name to our list every single day? What would happen at the end of a year, for you mathematicians, we would have 365 names on that list, right? Well, here's what I'm here to tell you. If you talk to 365 people and you properly expose them and follow up with them, expose them to the info and follow up with them, ask them to join, you're going to have several customers sign up. You're going to have several IBOs sign up. It's just the way it is. It's just the numbers. Even if you make gross errors and you're not good at talking to people, or you're not good at sales, or you feel like, this is hard for you, or all those things that Rachel said not to say about yourself. First of all, stop saying that garbage. But even if you feel that way, it doesn't matter. If you just go through the numbers, I'm telling you, if you talk to 365 people, properly expose, properly follow up, you're going to enroll some people. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it works. Okay. Rachel and I could, grab a stack of napkins and a box of crayons and go post up at the local Starbucks, and we could write on those napkins, please join my highly illegal, highly dangerous pyramid scheme. And if we hand out enough of those napkins, I bet if we handed out 365 of those napkins, somebody would probably join. Somebody would probably say, what you got? What is it? So anyway, the point is, make a list. You didn't run out of people to talk to. You just didn't understand the importance of adding to your list every single day. If you've got 5 people on your list and 2 of them say no, you're sweating bullets. You're stressed out. You're saying, well, that there went 40% of my list. Like 40%, boom, is gone. So, but if you have 500 names on your list and 2 people say no, you don't really care. You don't even remember it the next day. You're like, well, I've got 500 people to talk to. And then you begin to realize this is not a business really so much of sales. It is, there are skills involved, but it's more of a business of sorting. You're just sorting the people that are ready to get started right now from the people who are not ready to get started yet. It's like the lady in the coffee shop that's coming around to fill up, give people refills of their coffee. Do you want a refill? No. Do you want a refill? No. Do you want a refill? Yes. She gives them a refill. She doesn't get emotionally attached to the people that said no. She's just going to come back around later and then give them a refill when they're ready. It's the same thing in this, guys. Like, I don't even know when people don't pay attention or they ghost me on social media, or I don't even recognize. I don't even know. I don't have time to get discouraged, or I don't have the ability to even get upset when somebody says something negative to me, because I'm on to the next person, right? So we're just professional sorters. And in order to do that, you have to have a list. So this is a skill you've got to develop. You got to focus on. And then you got to, this is what you got to do. You got to expose and you got to follow up, which I mentioned a second ago. I can sum up our business in 2 phrases. Get people in front of the info, get them followed up with, and ask them to join, right? Get them in front of the info, get them on the phone or in front of somebody else and ask them to join. That's it. Get them in front of the info, doing as little talking as possible, using a tool if you can, and get them on the phone or in front of somebody else so that you can follow up and ask them to join. That's it. Just a couple of phrases. That's all we do. Expose, follow up, expose, follow up. And expose with a tool, doing little talking with some excitement, with some enthusiasm. Follow up, ask them to join you. You want to be a customer, you want to be an IBO. If you do that enough times, you're going to enroll some people. It's just the way it is, guys. So expose and follow up. Get used to doing that. I want to give you a final tip here, which is personal development. This has been hit on by virtually everyone today. I'll just say, if you're getting started, if you're brand new, I would highly recommend, which everybody here today did too. I would recommend Eric Worre's Go Pro, just to develop those 7 skills, those 7 of a network marketing professional. Incredible book. Eric is a great friend. And I would also recommend an audio by Jim Rohn that's called Building Your Network Marketing Business. And this audio, it changed my life. There's no way to beat around the bush or say it any other way. The audio changed my life, changed the way I think about network marketing. It changed my expectations. It helped me. It helped me have the right mindset, and it absolutely was a vital tool for me in my early stages of my career. Had I not listened to that, I don't know if I would be here right now. So in closing, I will say this. We are putting 10,000 people in this system. If I have to do it myself, which I know I don't, because I know I have amazing people in this company that are on this mission with us and are taking it seriously like I am. But if I have to put this company on my back, we will put 10,000 people in the system. We will put $1 million in revenue per month. And we will do it with a quickness. So Project 10K, you guys have seen that probably hashtagged. If you haven't yet, you will. Project 10K is that's it. It's just a simple, intentional initiative. That's all it is. It's expressing our intention. Everything Rachel talked about with words today. It's expressing our intention, and then we're just repeating it like mad men, mad women. That's all we're doing, and we're promoting like Don King. And I'm telling you that there are people in this company that are stepping up to the plate. Many of them are on this Zoom or this call right now that you've heard amazing training from today, and they're stepping up to the plate and they're saying, hey, we're on board with that Project 10K initiative. We're going to help you, because they know that it's going to happen regardless. It might as well show up in your business. It might as well impact your personal financial situation. It might as well impact your family's bank account and increase your finances over the next few weeks and months. And so that's what we're doing. We're putting 10,000 people in the system, Project 10K. And in an effort to do that, I believe the CEO should be the hardest working person in the company. I don't believe I should ask anybody to do something that I'm not willing to do. And I've never operated in that way, where I would ask someone to do something I'm not willing to do. So for the last 4 days, I've done 4. This is my bare minimum. I've done 4 presentations every single day. 3 during the day, 1 in the evening, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., 2 p.m., and 9 p.m. Central Time. Away from my family, away from my kids. Why? Because I'm committed. Because I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure this initiative actually happens. And if I can't do that, why should I ask anybody else to do it? And so I'm telling you that we together, but here's the reality. Me by myself, I'm not much. I can't accomplish much. But with a team of people, with incredible leaders that are in this company and rising and aspiring leaders that are in this company, we are unstoppable. That's what I'll tell you. As we are an unstoppable force that will create a momentum that's never been seen before in this industry. Guys, there's never been a company that's been a $50 billion or $100 billion company. You know why that is? I don't have time to I'll digress, because I don't have time to get into that. But I'll tell you right now, we're going to run hard, and we're going to put people in the system, and this company is going to explode over the next few years. And man, what a ride it's going to be. How fun is it going to be? How amazing is it going to be to say that you were here on this Zoom at this time before it all happened, and you were a part of it. You were the reason why it happened. So I just love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm so thankful for everybody investing some time today. Project 10K is in full effect. We're knocking out 4 I'm personally knocking out 4 presentations a day, which we also have new technology that actually gives you the ability to, you may not know this, but you have a replicated site that I go live on every day, 4 times a day. You have a replicated site, and underneath the video where I'm going live, there's 2 buttons. One button says order as a customer. One button says join as a partner. And I literally am doing the presenting, selling, and closing on the spot, asking your people to join right now and press the button. And so no other company is doing this. Quite frankly, I don't know of another CEO that's willing to work that hard. But no other company has this technology either that I'm aware of, where where the CEO can do the presentation, or anybody can do the presentation and then close people on the spot for you. So when they click that button, join as partner, that's connected to your back office. So they join on the spot. So I hope this is making sense to you. This is powerful. The psychology of this is powerful, and the practicality of it is powerful too. So Project 10K, we've implemented this cadence where I'm going live every day. You guys are welcome to use that. I know that you probably have your own systems, your own cadence as well. And I would highly encourage you to find a way to implement this and use it, because I'm going to work for you. And you know, I'm going to do the presenting, the selling, of the closing, and all that, and they can join right there on the spot with this new technology that we've implemented over the last few days. You can get that link, by the way. It's in your back office. If you just go to your back office and go to the home page, scroll down a little bit, where your replicated site is, right below that now it says live event, and you can just copy and paste that link. You can send that to guests or prospects as you need to, and you know, invite them. That's really all you have to do now. In our company, you know, there's lots of ways to build businesses, and all of them work. You know, anything works, nothing doesn't, right? Remember that. Maybe you write that down. Anything works, nothing doesn't. When somebody asks me, Brandon, should I do this or should I do that? Usually my response is, well, if you don't do that, what are you going to do? Right? Because if you're going to do nothing, then yes, you should do that, because that's something, right? Anything works, nothing doesn't work. So here's the point, is that, you know, we're doing this, and, you know, all you have to do in our company, all somebody has to do in our company is invite. If you can just get good at that gateway skill of inviting, and you can invite people to be on these Project 10K calls, I'll do the presenting, I'll do the selling, I'll do the closing, and they can get started right there on the spot. And you just got to follow up with them and say, hey, did you get started? And if they didn't, find out what their questions are, help them get started, right? And so this is an incredible, if you'll grasp this technology, like what we've done with this, if you'll wrap your head around it, which it won't take long. All you got to do is watch a presentation and you'll understand it. But if you'll grasp it, I'm telling you, it's going to be powerful. Okay. So the Get 5 bonus, I just wanted to mention this. There's a few days left. Anybody that gets 5 enrollments is going to get a $100 bonus on top of the compensation plan. There's also, in your back office, there's a tracker that shows you, you know, how many people you've enrolled. Do they qualify? Do they meet the criteria, and are you qualified for the Get 5 promotion, the Get 5 bonus? And so it's easy to track. It's in your back office on the homepage. So I wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. But guys, let's make a commitment to greatness. Let's go out and make an unrelenting pursuit towards everything that we dreamed about when we were kids. Let's not let any of these circumstances and the things that are going on around us dampen our spirits. Let's go out and be beacons of hope. Let's go out and show the world what it looks like to live a life activated. And so I'm super proud of everybody that's here. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I will see you very, very soon. Thanks so much. God bless.
Thanks, Ben, Dana, Jessica, Kate.
Right.